floor goes to Mr. Farage.
Thank you. This annual tradition of the State of the Union speech was, of course, started by your predecessor, Mr. Barroso, and perhaps now is a good opportunity. I'm sure the whole House would like to join me in congratulating Mr. Barroso on his new, highly paid job at Goldman Sachs. Isn't it all wonderful? Isn't it great? So whatever happens, Mr. Juncker, the big boys, I'm sure, will look after you. Having listened to what you've said this morning, all I can say is I'm pleased we voted to leave. It is clear there are no lessons that are going to be learnt from Brexit. Indeed, it was the usual recipe, more Europe, and in this particular case, of course, more military Europe, a European army, a common defence, and already in this House people saying, well, the Americans won't be here anymore, we'll have to stand alone with our own military structures. I don't know about a project of peace. I would have thought this is probably a very dangerous move. And it isn't going to change the rapid growth in opposition parties across the whole of Europe. It isn't going to stop the Central and Eastern European countries from saying no to Mrs. Merkel's migrant quotas, and I think you've got a lot more referendums to look forward to. But in terms of Brexit, well, you're probably right to be slightly critical of the British government, who, I agree, ought to get on with it. But it's pretty clear that the EU is getting on with it, and you have already appointed your divorce lawyers. And on behalf of the European Parliament, we've got Guy Verhofstadt. He's the man who's going to be negotiating Brexit. And if you were to think of this building as a temple, well, Mr. Verhofstadt is the high priest, a fanatic. In fact, there is only one real nationalist in the room, and it's you, because you want flags, anthems, armies. You are an EU nationalist. And I frankly think that this appointment amounts to pretty much a declaration of war on any sensible negotiating process. If you stick to the dogma of saying that for tariff-free access, to reciprocal tariff-free access with the single market, we must maintain the free movement of people, then you will inevitably drive us towards no deal. No deal and trading on WTO rules. For the United Kingdom, that actually isn't too bad, because it's very much better and cheaper than the current deal we've got. But for hundreds of thousands of German car workers and French wine producers, potentially it's very bad news, because we are their biggest market, who they trade with most profitably in the world. And I would argue that what we really need, is to have a sensible, common-sense approach, and for this Parliament to recognise that it's made a mistake, and to find somebody who actually likes the United Kingdom to lead these talks. Thank you.